The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 got Blink and Daft Punk and Linkin Park all on the way. This is kind of a scary story. A 60-year-old woman in New Hampshire, lucky to be alive, after she was thrown into a garbage truck and compacted at least 4 times.
4?
4 times on the garbage truck, all pushes down the trash. And
Oh, I thought you meant like separate times.
well, she was thrown in the truck, and every time they threw garbage in, they compacted, and she was in there.
I know, but I thought like this happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm like, what is going on? How is she?
Oh, bad luck. But she apparently fell into the dumpster while taking out her trash. That's the part I don't understand.
Oh, because she probably threw it and it knocked her body. Like, okay, as somebody who's 5'2", and
Right.
I've carried heavy trash bags. I just did this the other day when I was taking down Christmas decor outside and throwing away like some of the old heavy planters and stuff. And I threw the bag, and yes, a lot of your body goes with it. It takes all of you.
Did like the string grab you and throw you in, attached it to the garbage and
No,
pulled
but
you in?
you have to thrust your body into it just to get the bag over. And sometimes,
So are you saying you fell into a dumpster before?
not completely, but I've definitely leaned into it. One time at my apartment in Chicago when I lived downtown, I threw in my trash bag and my key flew with it
Oh.
to my apartment door. And I had to call somebody.
Oh, can you dig to the garbage and find my keys?
I'm like, could you just, it's right there.
Well, this woman's alive. She was compacted 4 times, and here's the
God.
police report about it. They talked to the garbage men and the police. There's something very funny in here.
It's alarming because you don't really think it's true. You don't think it really happens.
It came pick ours up over here, and he heard screaming and stuff like that. So we thought, something really bad was out there happening.
Yeah, definitely never, nothing but raccoons, maybe little critters in there. That'll spook you, but never a person in there.
I talked to the driver. He seemed to be okay. It's not the first time this has happened to him. Yeah, it was definitely one for the books.
The driver said it's not the first time this has happened where he put an old lady in the garbage truck and compacted her.
Do you think that they have like, okay, those boards in warehouses that are like 700 days since an incident?
Yes.
Do you think they have like, oh, great, now back to 0.
Oh,
Thanks
damn.
to Tom, he compacted a lady again.
Well, the poor lady, she's doing okay. Just minor
How
injuries.
terrifying.
Very terrifying. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, the Bulls lost to the Raptors last night in a game they should have won. 16-point lead. The Raptors without 3 starters. The Bulls were without a couple starters. Zach LaVine and Patrick Williams were not there as we approach the NBA trade deadline. It's the Bulls' 3rd loss in 4 games, 118-107. Just didn't have the defense, didn't have any kind of... Well, they didn't win the game.
Well, they didn't have the points.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
well,
they didn't win the game.
I can sit here and break it down, but they didn't have the points. That's all it is. Basketball is pretty easy concept there. You got to get more of them in the hoop there to win the game.
Wait, why did you turn into Bill Cosby doing basketball?
You see, the basketball needs to go into the net to get the points to win the game.
Please don't do
And the
impressions of your
pills
hero.
have to go in the drinks. We know.
Hey, we've heard this before, Brian.
Before we continue, that just reminded me, my brother's down visiting my mom in Nashville. My mom likes to go to the library. And my brother sent me a picture. I'll post this on Facebook about these books that are available in kind of the free bin that you don't have to check them out officially. You just
Yeah.
kind of grab them. And one is Bill Cosby, Fatherhood.
That book is in the Columbia College Chicago Library. I know exactly what it looks like. I've made the same revelation.
Probably shouldn't. Someone should probably pull that, right? He's been
Who's going to
canceled,
read
right?
it? Somebody has to read it.
Somebody has to.
It might have been a good father, just bad everywhere else.
He was America's father on the
I know.
Cosby Show.
I know.
Okay. Sorry for the Bill Cosby sidebar.
Apology accepted.
It looks like the White Sox stadium is really moving. They're actually going to move to the 78, the South Loop. The MLB commissioner said it would be a game changer, considering its locations to downtown. It's going to be 2 miles north of Bridgeport, where it is now. And
How is that a game changer?
I guess,
2 miles?
I know, and I'm a Cubs fan, and Kenzie's a Cubs fan, Case is a White Sox diehard fan, that when you go down there, Case loves Guaranteed Rate Field as one of the best ballparks in the country in his eyes, not just being Homer because he's a Sox fan, but he's been to many stadiums. And
I've been to 15 Major League Baseball stadiums.
15 Major
Half
League
the
Baseball
stadiums.
And it's in the top couple?
It's in my top 3.
Top 3.
Absolutely. I think it's beautiful. It is, and I don't say this in a there's nobody at the games way, but it's spacious in the outfield concourse section. Like if you go to Milwaukee and try to walk around, it's just really compressed. It's not about the amount of people there. The ballpark is just smaller. Guaranteed Rate is built really nice, and fried pickles.
Fried pickles.
Doesn't that sound good right now?
I like Milwaukee's slide, though. I think that's so fun.
The slide is fun in Milwaukee, absolutely. Shout out
I do
Bernie Brewer.
like that.
Yep.
And at Guaranteed Rate, it is great for kids because I had friends that came to town that want to see both ballparks, and there's so much stuff going on. Obviously, the Cubs have expanded so much right on Clark Street there out front. There's so much cool stuff out there going on. But in the ballpark, White Sox do a great job.
They do.
So they're going to move. I guess I'm trying to, I haven't been to a White Sox game in a minute. I guess that was, no, I shouldn't say that. It was last summer. Okay, last summer I went to one.
You went to White Sox Orioles.
I did. Thank you for remembering that.
I don't know why I know that and you don't.
I just can't remember. It was a raining.
Last summer? Like this last summer?
Yeah. I went to one game.
Why did you do that and not go to a single Cubs game?
Isn't that pathetic? The first time in my life.
It's just odd. You went to Orioles, White Sox, and then didn't make it to the Cubs, which you live in Wrigleyville.
I can walk to Wrigley Field. I'm a Cubs fan for my life, and I've never, ever in my life not gone to multiple Cubs games in a season. And last year, with the 1-year-old child, it was certainly tougher. She was only 6 months
But you went to a White Sox game that was further away.
I know. It's because people were out of town and they wanted to see the ballpark. And so I said, you can't go down there without me. I got to protect you.
You'll
oh,
be
yeah.
fine.
You'd be a savior in that scenario.
God, I'd run to the red line so fast and leave them.
I know. Harper would just be sitting there at this, in a bouncy house.
Harper, you're good. I'll come back in an hour. But the things around the ballpark, and it has been a big joke for many years, and if you're a Cubs fan and haven't been down there, it is not dangerous down there. Like people have a perception of the 90s going down to the game back in the day. Yes, it was a little scary, but it's not like that now. I don't feel like it is.
No, it's very pleasant. You can take the red line there, which is fine, or they have one of the most accommodating parking systems in all of Major League Baseball. It's really easy to park there.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I just want to know, do they honestly, they're like, we're going to get more people here now. And they're just not going to focus on the team at all again. They're
Kenzie's
like,
speaking my language.
But
let's just do that first because it's gotten pretty full when the team's been good.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you're a fan like Kay says of the White Sox, that if that stadium opens, it's going to be jammed. At least initially.
No, I just want
Why?
the team to be good.
It's 2 miles away.
I know.
Everyone's acting. I'm so confused.
It's going into a more congested area. It feels like a bigger pain for me.
But that's the point. You're not a person that goes to bars afterward and drinks and gets loaded
What,
and
it's
enjoys.
like a moth to a light? They're going to trap people in White Sox games?
No, White
It's
Sox.
also easy to get an Uber to a bar after the White Sox get. Like, this is not difficult.
I think that 2 miles is a bigger game changer. Not to use the MLB commissioner's reference there, but because they're going to build that whole neighborhood up with bars, restaurants. Because
I just don't think rich people should be allowed to do this. It irritates me.
I agree.
To build a new stadium when you have one not paid off yet.
Yes, because here's the deal. If they want to pay straight up for it, like if they want to pay, no problem. But this falls on taxpayers, and they're still paying for the old park that they just picked. And I find so often that adults do things that you would yell at children for. Okay? If your kid said, this is what I want McDonald's, because you had to go through, somebody's going to be like, I don't want to eat McDonald's. Just listen to the example.
Stay on your point here. You're good.
Stay
You're
on
locked
point.
in. Go ahead.
Okay, so if your kid wanted that, you went, you got it, you plated it, they're at home, they're eating, and they had one bite of it, and they go, sorry, now I want Arby's. You'd go, listen, honey, that's not how life works. You're going to have to eat this time, maybe another time, like whatever. And it's like, why don't we treat adults like that? Like, these are billionaires who want the everyday people to pay for their stadium. And instead of just accepting their choices and go, now I want it 2 miles away, when it's not even like half paid off. And we're just going to sit here and act like that's fine.
Yeah. Well, the hotel tax is still paying for Guaranteed Rate at this point. When you come to Chicago and stay in a hotel downtown, you're paying for Guaranteed Rate. Every time you get a room downtown, there's some little portion of that. Look at the bill. And then, of course, Soldier Field's still being paid for. $600 million taxpayers for that renovation 20 years ago. And that's not done. So someone's got to pay for it. And
right.
Why?
And why is it not them if this is the decision they want to make?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just want the team to be good.
I know.
I just want to root for my team.
They have a pretty good stadium. They should just keep it and move on.
Totally.
And put
with great food. They have a lot of things on point when it comes to entertainment and things like that. Like, they should be focused on their team.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
No, I'm just looking at some text here when it came in there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of White Sox fans are for it.
People are way more into it than I thought the White Sox community would be.
Than you are as a White Sox fan.
My whole thought is, if you're going to be in Chicago playing guaranteed rate, if you're going to get a new stadium, have fun in Nashville. Go to a bachelorette party. Not my thing, but I have no interest in a new ballpark in Chicago.
I can't wait till the stadium's built and Case is like in heaven in the
ticket holder?
Yeah, exactly. I could not wait till that happens.
Well, if they have the fried pickles, I could be talked into it.
I think they're going to have fried pickles.
God, I hope so.
Finally, the Super Bowl coming up next week, and Taylor Swift talk is annoying a lot of men. I think 12% of people think it's too much when it's 20 seconds a game. It's 20 seconds a game. I still think it's hilarious that it makes people's heads explode. But Case has some prop bets that are coming up on actually DraftKings of the color of the Gatorade that will get dumped on the coach.
That's right, Kenzie. So you've been doing such a good job all NFL playoffs with your picks. Hypothetically, this is very hypothetical. If you were going to place a unit on one of these Gatorade colors, the odds are purple Gatorade is plus 175, yellow/green is plus 275, orange is plus 330, blue is plus 330, red is plus 500, clear is plus 1200, and no Gatorade bath is plus 2000. Kenzie, what Gatorade do you think will be dumped on the winning coach?
Red.
Why do you say that?
Because, that's a very popular flavor. I don't drink purple Gatorade at all.
And purple has the best odds, according to that.
That's right.
I'm not super in. Is it because they think the Ravens are going to win? Is that why it has better odds?
Well, probably not.
The Ravens aren't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, Cranberries, and a song like that with all that swirling vocals. Maybe one for you late morning bakers out there, people that partake. And check this out. A Chicago-based cannabis company is trying to take over the wing market. So Cresco Labs, if you guys partake, you know where your location is collaborating with 50/50. It's a sports bar in Wickers Park for a THC-infused wing sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem like people, I don't know. Listen, I don't partake. I have, but I don't.
Yes.
That makes sense anymore. And I know Case is straight edge, so he does none of that.
That's correct.
And Kenzie, obviously pregnant, so doesn't do any of that.
I didn't do it before either, but
Yeah.
that's fine. I've
Kenzie,
done it as a college kid, once or something.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. I don't know your drug and alcohol history very well.
It's really lame. So I in high school, a bunch of people found out I'd never smoked weed, and they locked me in a bathroom on New Year's Eve and hotboxed me. And they wouldn't let me out. And then I was like, this is stupid. This didn't do anything. And I ate an entire cheesecake and fell asleep on the floor. And that's it. So I was like, I can't do this because I eat cheesecakes in their entirety
Yeah,
when
they're
I'm
all
hot.
yours?
This isn't going to be good for me.
It's mine. Yeah, I had a very similar experience with my first time, too, where I said, this is doing nothing as I'm smoking. This is doing nothing. And then I ate stuff I hate, Fig Newtons. I ate a whole thing, like 4 sleeves, a full package of Fig Newtons.
Oh my God, who even wants a Fig Newton?
I don't know why they were around either. I didn't buy them. Someone else did, and I ate all their Fig Newtons, and they were probably pretty upset. But I guess my question with bringing that around the room like that is, do people that partake want this? Do you want THC in your wing sauce? Does it make you want to go to this bar and go get it? I don't know. It says there's 100 milligrams of THC in it. So you make, let's say, 20 wings. There'll be 5 milligrams per wing. So you know what's going in on that in your THC products. I'm just curious if you'd rather just do your own thing with your gummies or smoke or whatever, or do you want to eat a wing that's THC
It's kind
infused?
of genius to do it with food as a business owner, because I would imagine the more they eat, the hungrier they get.
Yeah,
Well, sure.
it's a
kind of-
devious idea.
you shouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. You're going to have a very high bill.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you could easily set possibly a record in wing eating. I ate 55 wings once in a sitting.
Good Lord. What?
Was this last weekend for one of your birthday
for his
dinners?
birthday dinners?
No, the weigh-in's going to be pretty good this Monday. I think I'm staying on pat. But me and a buddy two other guys. We ate 150 wings. We wanted to see if we could do it, and I ate 55 for my share of wings.
How much did he eat?
They ate about the same, but I won by eating 55. It was like more like a 37, and those guys split up the rest. You know, 55. We counted the bones afterward. That's what boom. That's how we knew the accurate number.
That's foul.
It was delicious. They were not small. They were not small wings either. They were good size.
Meaty ones?
Good meaty.
Where were they from?
It wasn't here in Chicago. It was a place in Columbus, Ohio, near Ohio State's campus called Gibby's. It's closed now.
Oh, that's too bad.
It is. They were delicious. Really good wings. Really good.
Yeah.
Like if I THC infused. They were really good. I just want to know if weed heads want this. If you want it. And I know there's now THC beer. There's all different kinds of things. And I don't know if it's just.
I do feel like people I think I'm not against weed at all.
Me neither.
It's like I get it, do your thing, whatever. I mean, because the argument can't be that it's bad for you because cigarettes and drinking, all that's legal, and it's actually supposed to be better for you than that. So I don't know tons about it where I'm like, I don't know everything it cures, but I don't care. I do think there's an odd fixation where some people want to be high for everything. Do you ever notice that? They'll be like, oh my God, Six Flags would have been so much better if we got high first. I'm like, well, do you want to become that dependent on it where it's like these wings suck when I'm not high?
Yeah. That's a good point. Well, wings suck for you if you eat these in the future because they don't have THC in them. Other wings.
I wouldn't want to risk it.
Yeah. That's a big risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, weed heads, you let us know what you're doing, but they're probably not going to text in because they're just too baked right now.
That's just a mean thing to say. People can be into
madness?
weed. Yeah.
No, I'm not making. Listen.
I don't think they like being called weed heads either. I don't know if that's a very kind name.
Some people are pretty smart and educated.
Yeah,
on
they're
this
mothers,
subject.
they're fathers, they're blue collar workers, people
They're
that smoke
doing
weed.
it to help them with back pain that was caused by a corporation that never paid up.
Is that all of them? Okay.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And Lauren's coming in. So 11 a.m., your next chance at Foo Fighters in San Diego. GTFO, free trip. And you get a $100 Visa gift card just for qualifying. That's at 11 a.m. Now, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., we'll have another shot for you right here with Brian and Kenzie. 7 a.m. So takeaways right now. Takeaways from today's show. A lot to unpack here today. So, Case, what do you got?
Joe in Downers Grove checked in, and he said a life lesson for all of us today. Bologna can be used for many evil purposes.
No idea what we talked about today in the 8 o'clock hour. It was a lot. It's also delicious in certain settings.
And nutritious.
Prepared properly.
Yep.
Kenzie, what's the takeaway you got?
My takeaway is Brian's a really good person because he almost gave a homeless person $7.
That's right. The green light changed too fast. I mean, I'll try to do a make good today. I promise. John.
He takes a picture. We don't.
Hey, man, you want to FaceTime for a sec?
Can you do a day in my life video, but it's like, hey, it's me, Brian from Q101, and today I'm giving to those in need. And then the video is just all about how good of a person you are.
Yeah, like those TikTok videos.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's only $7. I think he's housing a family.
In TikTok, they give out iPhones.
That's right.
But I'm giving out $7.
Hey, man, I found some dirty money in my wallet. Here you go.
Hey, bro, one stuck together there. Give me one of those back for a sec.
Whoa, you got 8. Slowly roll.
Finally, John checked in from Indiana. Takeaway. A hot box will lead to the consumption of an entire cheesecake.
I was attacked.
You miss a moment, miss a lot. The Brian and Kenzie podcast is sitting there waiting for you at Q101.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, make sure you subscribe, review, share, do all that. Get it out there.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.